Okay.
Like, I can't do anything. Like, my dad doesn't.
23-20. I told her, I said, John can really tell. You could really tell that I changed it.
What you see outside your window,
I'm not sure what this is. I think it's some kind of... I hope so. Here's the workout.
Please be aware of our safety practices, which include no smoking, no running, no standing, seats, benches, or railings. An adult must accompany children when moving through the train, especially on open-air viewing cars. Please feel free to use a restroom located in each of the indoor cars at any time.
Just in time.
It is our pleasure to have you aboard. We look forward to creating a relaxing atmosphere to explore the lavish scenery and quiet wonders of the Verde. Our journey begins at milepost 38, just north of the town of Clarkdale. Milepost 0 is at the other end of the line, where the Verde Canyon Railroad line meets the Burlington Northern Santa Fe Railroad track at Drake, Arizona. Since the construction of the railroad began there, that's where the milepost numbers start. Today, the train will travel approximately 40 miles round trip to milepost 18, located in Perkinsville. I'll sometimes reference the milepost, but most people just refer to the left or right side of the engineer, who is always facing the direction you're moving. At least we hope.
And it's not just like they're telling you.
As we pulled away from the depot, the old mining town of Jerome is behind us, about halfway up the mountain. Perched a mile above sea level atop Cleopatra Hill, Jerome was once known as the wickedest city in the West. Built with saloons, gambling halls, and bawdy houses, the town ran wide open for years, and the echo of gunfire was a common sound. Jerome also produced some of the richest copper ever mined in the United States. Much of that ore was brought to the Clarkdale smelter on the railroad line, long since abandoned. To the left are the remains of that facility. Clarkdale's United Verde Copper Company smelter fired up in 1915 and ran until 1953. It left behind a 45-acre slag plant at a rough, drab hill high up the village. It still is potential wealth. In 2008,
I forgot about this, yeah.
Corporation, which operates under the name Clarkdale Metals Corporation in Arizona, began an extraction process to recover the precious and base metals left behind after the smelting process. Independent engineers have estimated that the present slag pile is comprised of 22 million tons of material containing approximately 0.50 ounces of gold per ton. It also holds silver, copper, high-quality zinc oxide, and a flammable sulfide, which is used to
I thought you were kidding. That's hilarious.
Look at this music in there.
And then on the other side is the river.
I figured it had to be because you got so much vegetation.
And developed a dynamic culture. The rich mineral resources of the valley and its central location between the Hohokam to the south and the ancestral Puebloans to the north resulted in active trade and an exchange of ideas that enriched all of the cultures of prehistoric Arizona. The Sonawa built masonry structures of rough stone set in mud mortar, either in caves or on top of low hills near water. Some speculate that the Sonawa chose their home sites because of the warm southern exposure. Others believe they chose to live high above the river because the caves with overhangs were natural dwellings that provided protection from varmints and annoying insects. And heck, Maybe they just enjoyed the same spectacular views that we do today. The first cave is about 6 feet high in the front. The original doorway was very small and low. The roof of the room is black from cooking fires, indicating this was their living quarters. The second room is cut back into a long horizontal cave, 3 to 4 feet high. The smaller structure may have been used for storage. Unfortunately, time, erosion, and vandalism have taken their toll on both structures. The southern Sonoma were primarily farmers, growing corn, beans, squash, and peas, and only supplementing their diet with game. They used stone tools to grind their vegetables into meal, which left small rock particles of the grains, causing their teeth to often be worn down to the nerves. The life expectancy of the Sonoma was only 35 to 40 years. Between 1150 AD and 1300 AD, the southern Sonoma flourished with villages of 3 to 10 families scattered across every corner of the Verde Valley. Yet between 1300 and 1400, the climate fluctuated dramatically between wet and dry periods. This prompted the southern Sonoma to congregate into about 50 pueblos, large masonry towns each occupied by 20 to 100 or more families. Most were spaced along the Verde River and its feeder creeks, linking the abundant wild plant and animal food resources of the uplands along the Muggione Rim with the fertile farming soils of the valley bottomlands. What became of the Sonoma is one of the great mysteries of the Southwest. The inhabitants of the Verde Canyon, Montezuma Castle, Tuzi Goup, Wapaki, and Walney Canyon all disappeared around 1400 AD. There's some evidence linking the Sonoma with the Hopi of historic times, while the local Yavapai Apache believe that several groups remained in the Verde Valley and intermarried with the Yavapai and Apache tribes. On the left side of the train near mile marker 36, watch for a remnant of the Sonoma game wall, which is about 2 feet high, built on a hogback and dropping into an arroyo. It was originally about 8 feet tall and was used to force game down into the gully, where hunters were sure to capture. The mountains in the distance on the right side of the train are known as the Black Hills. Gazing in the direction of Sedona, you can see the southern edge of the Colorado Plateau, known as the Muggione Rim. Even in a state loaded with geological wonders, that massive break in the Earth's surface like the Muggione Rim stands out.
You want to head outside there, Tim?
Yes!
Slashes across the state, separating the southern desert from the scenic high country where you'll find the world's largest contiguous ponderosa pine forest. Named after one of the first Spanish governors of New Mexico, the rim stretches for 200 miles. Climb with those miles that exposes last remaining marine river systems, and is
I went to Verde Canyon Railroad 23 years ago. And here we are 23 years later. We're riding on the Verde Canyon Railroad. See the smoke. Train is all aboard for fun. Look at this crowd here. Remember that.
Left hand side.
face the west. There are two EMD locomotives leave. See? Oh, there's EMD FP7.
Telegraph.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. We'll see them along the way, but it's from every railroad had to have a telegraph system built by it. Abraham Lincoln's Law.
Wow. Look at this.
See the caboose? Way back there.
Hey.
Oh, this is so cool.
See a caboose. All the rocks. South of Flagstaff.
Yeah, it is. It's down by a river.
Over 1,000 years old. You had to be very careful. Whoa, the tunnel. See the mountains here. Look at this cottonwood tree. Okay, we're about to approaching tunnel. This is a view.
Listen to